you ever been on a first date and by the end of the date the girl says it was nice to meet you? Or maybe she says thank you for a lovely evening. And then you never hear from the girl again. And you've wasted your time, you've wasted your money, and you're not getting anything. And maybe you've experienced this multiple times. I know that I have, especially at the beginning when I was just starting to get into dating. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you how you can change that so you no longer experience the thank you, it was nice to meet you, and thank you for a lovely evening. Why do some guys get laid on the first date, whereas other guys have to wait until the fourth or the fifth date? If we simplify it to its core, it is because the guys who are getting laid on the first date are building sexual desire. So the girl feels sexual desire for that guy, and he facilitates the environment for her to be able to do that without feeling like she's doing something wrong, and she is feeling comfortable with that guy and doing those things. Now, if you are not getting laid on the first date, then you are not building the sexual desire inside of that girl so that she really wants to have sex with you on that first date. Imagine that there is a graph right here, okay? And you're at the bottom at the beginning of the date, and you know, at the end here, this is what the sex is. So, most guys don't get the sex because this is how it goes. So you start here, you go up with the escalation, and then you kind of get to this level, and you end up at the end of the date, you know, where the sex is supposed to happen. You should be here, but you're actually here, and the girl says she had a great time with you, she really enjoyed her time, she'd love to do this again. The guys who are getting sex at the first date are very good, you know, if the sex is here, they're very good at gradually building this into having sex. So that's the first major reason why you might not be getting sex, is you are not escalating enough, or you are escalating too much at the end. You know, you kind of go slow, there is no escalation, there is just friendly conversation, and then you try to escalate too quickly. The girl gets creeped out because she thinks that you're desperate now, and she leaves. She creates an excuse. So you gotta get better at creating a situation where the girl's sexual arousal rises gradually so that you don't look like a creep, and so that she feels comfortable with you doing that. Let's get into the practical stuff. The first thing that I see a lot of guys not doing on a first date is having a plan. So you should have two venues. The first venue is where you create comfort, where you get to know the girl, where you kind of present yourself and your masculine features, and you gradually, slowly escalate. Remember, you always got to be escalating gradually. Now, venue number two, this is where you increase the escalation and increase the level of escalation. So, you know, physical contact, eye contact, silences, potentially kissing. Now, a good sign that you are doing everything well is if a girl doesn't check her phone. If a girl is constantly checking her phone for messages, what the time is, then it just means that she's kind of bored, she's not very engaged, and she's waiting for an excuse to leave. If she's being a little bit distant, she isn't really laughing, she isn't engaged, she's not asking you any questions or giving you any compliments, and she's checking her phone, it means that you are not escalating, you are kind of staying level, you are having a friendly conversation. You have to be holding strong eye contact, you have to be escalating through physical contact. And great ways of doing that is to simply touch the girl every time that you make her laugh or smile. So this is positive reinforcement, where you are going to spike her emotionally, and you are going to make her associate your touch with feeling good and positive emotions, because every time that she laughs or smiles, you give her a touch. And this could be on the shoulder at the beginning of the date, and then gradually go into her hand. You know, for example, you leave the first venue and you're going to the second venue, you cross the street, you grab her hand, okay? Or you put her hand under your hand so that you look like a couple when you head to the second venue. During the second venue, a great way to build more escalation is to stroke her hair back and to whisper into her ear. So you can say, can I tell you a secret? Then you whisper it into her ear, okay? This only works if you are calibrating properly. You have to constantly be escalating, because if you don't escalate and then you do that, it's kind of weird, okay? There isn't that vibe. You gotta have that vibe before you escalate like this. which is why you constantly escalate and you don't just do the spike like this. If you are doing this correctly, then the date will be around an hour and a half to 2 hours maximum, okay? And then you will be back at your place. If you are not achieving that by that time, then a girl is going to make an excuse, because there is a limited amount of time that she's going to spend with you. If you are not spiking her emotions, if she isn't feeling good, then she is going to give you that excuse. You know, I gotta do something tomorrow morning, I gotta wake up early, I gotta go, her friend's gonna text her and bail her out. Those are the things that you should be focusing on when you're going on your dates. At the beginning of the date, when you see the girl, she's just coming to you, you should give her a hug. That is an escalation that allows you to not start from here, but a little bit higher. And that's that, guys. If you can do that, if you can build the sexual desire that the girl has for you gradually by escalating slowly throughout the date, remember it's a marathon, it is not a 100-meter sprint, then you will find out that the girl will want to go home with you. Once you escalate through those things, once you get the indicators of interest like laughing, complimenting you, smiling constantly, giving you the anime eyes, then you can suggest going back to your place. And a major tip for you guys on a date, you should be seeding the pull, because you see, in her head, she cannot be thinking he is taking me there simply for sex, because that will make her feel like a slut. So if you tell her you're going to show her something, it's a lot easier for her to kind of rationalize this and make it logical for her to go with you, so that, you know, if her friends knew about this, she's not going to be judged by this. You're not going to get the sex on the first date if you are being too friendly, too nice, not touching the girl at all. So you have to take the risk and you have to calibrate to those things. And guess what? Because the girl is on a date with you, then she likes you. Guess what? A woman wants to feel feminine. You gotta make the date fun. Bring that feminine energy out of her. And that is when the girl will want to go home with you and want to have sex with you. And that is when the magic's gonna happen, boys. Let me know in the comments what was your best date and what was your worst date. You know, if you have the balls and you are not afraid, let us know what was your worst date. And guess what? I'll reply to you and tell you mine.